Oh my god, my boob is so itchy. Hey friends. So this is a mad story that happened like 6 months ago, but I completely like forgot about it until now. So I'm gonna talk about it now because it's funny as and y'all can laugh at my pain. Now, the only problem with the fact that it's been so long since this happened was that the messages between me and this person are now encrypted because they were through WhatsApp and they have like this weird end-to-end encryption thing and I can't access the messages. So I don't have any like screenshots or like receipts or anything. I have one WhatsApp message. It was the very, very, very first thing he ever sent to me and like that's all I have. But otherwise, take my word for it. I swear to God, this fully 100% happened. You can ask all of my friends because I told them the second that it happened. I told them all. It's just like genuinely something that would happen to me. There's literally like no introduction for this. I feel like the title just kind of says it all, so I'm gonna shut up and just start. So in November/December of last year, 2018, me and my friend were at dinner and I was just talking about how lonely I was. So together we came up with the idea to make myself a Tinder. So we set it all up and I feel like everybody who's ever made a Tinder knows that there's like this like week-long honeymoon period after you download the app. Where you're just like swiping nonstop and you're just having a blast and like getting it's so much fun when people message you and all that stuff. But then after that like week, you just kind of get bored with it and then it's just kind of like sitting in your, apps. So I matched with this guy, and I was like super excited because he was so cute and we started messaging back and forth. And he told me that he was from France and Spain. He was just visiting for a little while and I was like, now, I don't know if it's because he's from France that the messages are encrypted. I re-downloaded Tinder for this video, and as you can see, like by the pictures, I searched for this guy, I searched for our messages, and nothing even came up under his name. So I think it's very likely that he deleted his Tinder. So now I can't access the messages. Either that, or I don't know if it's something with him being international, or if he blocked me or whatever, but now I can't access those messages. I can't even find them. Now, like I said earlier, I do have that one WhatsApp message from him that I can show you. You can tell by, the wording, his grammar is not 100% that, he's foreign. So over the messages, he offered to get dinner and like do some things, but I told him, because I'm a broke I told him I didn't have the money to spend on like food and all that kind of stuff. So then he offered to buy, everything, and I thanked him for his generosity, and we decided to meet up later that night. And I was like so nervous, so excited. I texted like all my friends. I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm going on my first Tinder date. Wish me luck, So we met at our like designated meeting spot that we came up with, and he was cute and all, and we got along well, but he looked a little different from the picture. Like he wasn't catfish or anything like that, but But we got along so well. He was so sweet. He was telling me all of, how much of a romantic he is, how he's like a French stereotype, like all that kind of stuff. Then kind of like out of the blue, he told me that he was desperate for a pack of cigarettes, but he couldn't buy them himself for one of the two following reasons, which I don't understand fully. It was something along the lines of these two reasons. So if anybody could explain them, could help. But the first one was that he like didn't have his ID with him because he's foreign, and like his only form of ID that he has in the United States was his passport, and he's not like carrying around his passport everywhere, especially if he's just like going on a date or whatever. The other one was that his card wouldn't work to buy things, but it worked at an ATM. So that's the one that I don't really fully understand, but, it is what it is. So I offered to buy some for him. Now, when I said earlier that I was broke and I didn't have any money, That was 100% truthful. What I did have was my mom's credit card.
Sorry, Mom.
But since, you know, he was like, as soon as you do that, we'll go straight to an ATM and I'll give you the cash. So I was like, what the heck, you know? Like, sure, fine, I'll do that since I'm getting paid back anyway, like, immediately. Total came to around $40, which, you know, wasn't that much, but regardless, it wasn't my money to spend. So I needed that money back. We walked around for a little while, found a bunch of different ATMs, but in every single one, his card wasn't working. It, like, wouldn't be accepted. It was the weirdest thing, because he was swearing up and down that his card worked at the ATM by where he was staying, but for some reason, I don't know if it was the brand of the ATM or whatever, but it wasn't working at all of these ATMs. We were walking around for like a half an hour and it started getting freezing out. So I was like, you know what, let's just go home and we can figure this out later. I'm just really cold, you know, thinking that, you know, if the night went well, you know, he might stay over and we could figure it out tomorrow. I don't know, you know, you don't know how it's gonna go. He was like, yeah, okay. So we go back home and we hang out for a while, and it ended up turning into what, like, in my mind, like, was the, like, perfect date. We were just chilling, talking about music, just listening to our favorite Beatles songs, and I don't know, it was just, that's exactly the type of environment that I want to be in when I'm involved with somebody. I don't know, that's just kind of like something that I want to experience. He told me about this recent humanities trip that he took, like, to Mexico or Spain or something like that, and he was just, like, helping out and everything. Then, as things are progressing, I'm like, I don't know in what context, but, you know, you're not gonna stay stagnant, but, like, I turned my head to one side, and I saw the bag that, like, the grocery bag that we had bought everything in. So the money, naturally, out of the blue, like, I wasn't, like, actively thinking about this, I was having a great time, but out of the blue I, like, saw that and it reminded me of it, and then in my head, all of a sudden, an idea, just, like, the smartest idea that could ever come to my head was, oh, do you have Venmo? That would be so much easier than, like, try to do this tomorrow, or trying to find an ATM that's gonna work. And I was, like, super positive about it, because I was like, oh my god, now it's like we can get rid of the elephant in the room and we can just continue, you know, getting to know each other. And what he did next, I am still, like, floored. He starts flipping out to me and starts yelling across my table.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Is that all you're thinking about? We're sitting here having a nice time, listening to the Beatles, you know, chatting, all that stuff, and all you can think about is money? I just went to this place where people were so in such poverty, and I'm sitting here with this super well-off girl in this beautiful home, and she's sitting here thinking about money? Is this what all Americans are like?
What? Being accused of being greedy and only thinking about money and promoting that and only wanting to be around people, you know, this was not the first time that somebody had accused me of that. The first time that it happened, the irony of what it was that this person did so many disgusting things to me, and then after all of that and forgiveness, they came back to tell me that, and it was just absolutely disgusting, and I'm just as disgusted now. So I was so angry, but deep down, I knew that I had to keep my cool, or else I was never gonna get this money back. So I just, like, kind of, like, took a breath, calmed myself down, and I was just like, how dare you? You don't know me. You have no idea who I am. You have no idea where I've come from. We have spent maybe an hour and a half together. You know nothing about my background. You know nothing about how hard. My parents slave over their work to put a roof over mine and my three siblings' heads. Like, I bought things for you using their money. You have no right to say those things to or about me. As I kept going, I just gradually got angrier and angrier and showed my anger more. And the second he realized that he f***ed up and that he wasn't gonna get laid, he tried to backpedal so hard that he could have like fallen down a hill. I still can't believe it to this day. He has the nerve to put this on me and my competence and tells me that I am not understanding him correctly. He had the nerve to tell me that,
oh, it's because my English isn't very bad. You're just not understanding. I didn't mean it. Like, my English is just not, like, you're not getting me. You're not getting it.
I said, excuse me, your English has been perfect all night. Whether your grammar is 100% or not, you can speak better English than half of, the educated people in this country. No, you meant exactly what you said. There is no, you can't just bring up money, because that's just such an icky thing to talk about with my parents to this day don't tell me what their income is, because it's just icky. Like, don't talk about money. It's gross. It's just not your business, like that's a person, it's just not your business. So I was like, no, you meant exactly what you said. Those were the words that you chose. This entire night, you've just been talking completely normally, and you managed to choose the right words every time, and now you're telling me that it's because your English is so bad that you're not using the right words too, and that it's not just your grammar. Like, no, like, I'm not, do you seriously think I'm an idiot? Like, really, really? So by this point I was like, honestly, look, I think you need to leave. I don't feel comfortable having you here anymore. You've really, really upset me. I just think you need to go, let me cool down, and we can talk about this in the morning, and we can get, like, the money sorted out. And he literally just goes, oh my god, I can't, I'm so angry. He literally turns around to me and he's like, no, I can stay. Telling me what he has the right to do. Excuse me, this is not your property. Just because I invited you over doesn't mean that you have the right to get laid. So I was like, no, you need to leave now. And so literally about 5 to 10 minutes of this going back and forth, him telling me that he can stay on my property while I'm telling him he needs to leave. Finally, I convinced him to get the out. So he's gone. And I'm sitting there, I see the bag again, and I'm like, I'm never gonna get this money back. I gotta do something. So I texted him a simple, get home safe. No punctuation, no emojis, 3 words. He responds immediately and goes,
oh my god, I knew it. I should have turned around and come back. I was just about to when I left. I knew you wanted me to stay.
What is wrong with, why do you think that a text, like a kind text message is an invitation? And I've talked about this on my socials before, about men adding me on Facebook, and just solely by the fact that I accept their friend request, they take it as an invitation to like try to slide into my DMs and like try to f me. I have lists on lists of guys who I went to high school with that treated me like dirt that'll come back and try to, slide in, and it's just like, who gave you the right just because I added you on Facebook? Like, so I responded with something like along the lines of like, if you would have come back, I would have kicked you out so hard that like it would have hurt. And I'm so mad that I don't have the screenshots, because it was a hot burn. He needed ice and aloe vera for that. I have sworn more in this video than I have sworn like literally in any of my videos combined. Why am I so heated about this? It's because it's not about like disrespectful people, it's about disrespectful men. And I feel like in our society right now with what's going on, it's so much more important, because it's what I'm caring about like at this moment. It's a super heavy topic right now with the controlling of like women's bodies and choices and all that kind of stuff lately that it's just like, this just fuels the fire to me more right now than disrespectful people in general. So the following morning, I thought to myself, look, I really need to get this money back from my parents. I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble, so I just really need to like suck it up, get together with this guy and figure this out. So I decided to text him and say like, hey, can we meet somewhere, talk this through, etc., and no response. So then the following day rolls around, still no response, and I chalked it up to maybe he's just busy, he's not around for long, he's probably seeing other people. I decided to text him again, to yet again no response, and I started getting like concerned. I was like texting my friends, I was like, I'm not getting this money back. I don't know what to do. So then the following day again, I texted him and he finally responded saying that he would come by and give me the money. I was like, oh, no, he's gonna try to stick around and convince me that I need him sexually. Like, no. But I agreed, and I made my friend come over and be there with me when he came, so that he couldn't try to like force his way in or try to get me to like talk to him and that kind of stuff. So he came, gave me the money, and then literally just like left. It probably looked like a full-on drug deal. He just came, gave me the money, and then left, and that was literally that, and I never talked to him again. And I was gonna swear off Tinder dates, but there was this guy that I found that I just thought was like a match made in heaven for me. So I like invited him over, and he farted in my bed. What? That's so like, flatulence is so normal. But the way that he addressed it was like we laughed about it and it was fine. And then literally like 5 minutes later, he brought it back up again and started talking about his fart. I was like, this is a perfect first date conversation. Like, what? Why me? This would only happen to me. So, long story short, Riley will no longer be using the dating app known as Tinder. I can figure it out for myself. Do I have any regrets? Yes. Can I change what happened? No. Now I have a funny story to tell people. And a warning. Don't be disgusting, guys, please. And I'm not talking about the fart. Anyway, that was fun. I haven't told that story in so long that, like, I got so mad. Just reminding myself of it. Okay, well, that's the end. Thanks for sticking by. Have a wondrous day. Live your truth, unless it's disgusting. You may think that this is the end. Well, it is.